FMC. Yearning. We're going to be doing a reading vlog for Rose in Chains, the hardcover without the sleeve on it. I can't be bothered to even try to read with the sleeve on it. I feel like that's pretty common. This is just going to be standard reading vlog for this. There will be spoilers. Like, I'm not going to tell you every single thing that happens in the book, but I'm also not going to shy away from my opinions and like what I'm thinking. We will be discussing stuff, so if you don't want any spoilers at all, I would just save this for later. This book is gonna follow Briony, just so everyone knows. Briony. I have actually already filmed an intro to this video, but I fear I did not do it justice because it was just the opening to a reading vlog, and I really do want you guys to read this book. So for those of you who probably won't watch to the end, this is for you. We have Briony. She is an Eversun. Where she's from, they use mind magic, and she has a twin brother named Rory. Then on the other side of the spectrum, we have the Bomardi. They use heart magic, and it is a little bit easier to learn, and it can be more powerful at times, but it exhausts them because it is a muscle, so it does get tired. The Eversuns and the Bomardi, they swap going to each other's schools every semester. So one semester they're over here in the Eversun territory, one semester they're over here, and it's all the students from both of those places, and they coexist and learn alongside each other. Basically, it's part of a treaty supposed to create peace. The Bomardi destroy the Eversun kingdom. They capture all of the Eversun people, and then they arrange them to be sold in an auction to be sex slaves, and also so that they can siphon their magic, because the Bomardi, they like use their heart magic as well, but they can siphon it from other people's hearts, and because they are magical beings, it would be like harvesting all of their magic as well, if that makes sense. This is a dark fantasy. There are a lot of situations that literally made me have heart palpitations. I was so impressed with the writing. If you really want like a strong female main character, and I'm not just talking like brain or brawn, like she has emotional intelligence. She can read a room. And that is so important to me in a fantasy female main character. I hate when they're mouthing off in situations and I'm like, they would literally just end your life right there. Like, what are you doing? You're putting yourself and other people in danger. She really knows how to read a room, and I really appreciate that. Strong FMC. Yearning. They're not even together yet. They're not even together. The rest of this video is gonna start where I originally started this reading vlog. Please read this book. I love this book so much. Please pick it up. Please pick it up. On to the regularly scheduled program. Mind magic, you really have to focus and visualize every action that you're wanting to like cast a spell on. There was a really good example of this. Briony is hiding from these people who are trying to capture her, and she's in this armoire, and it's talking about how she's visualizing herself blending in to the clothes that are in there so that they aren't able to see her. And it works. She gets caught whenever she leaves, but it works. And the people who do heart magic, they view the people who use mind magic as lesser beings. So I've already read like quite a good chunk. Just last night, I read to page 70, chapter 8. These are pretty thick chapters. And I wasn't aware before I bought this, but it does have past and present timelines, which I'm not crazy about, but I do think that'll only be in the first half of the book, because I was looking towards the back just to make sure, because past and present timelines are really just not my favorite thing. We'll leave off on the high of a moment, and then they're like, let's go back 8 years, and I'm like, let's not do that. Like, I need to know what happens. Everybody's in danger. I need to resolve this before I can even contemplate doing that. It really stresses me out, and that's one of the reasons why I really don't like past and present timelines. It just ruins the reading experience for me, because all I care about is the timeline where we left off on a cliffhanger, you know? Like, I'm like, I can learn this later. Please. Honestly, going into this, Julie Soto, if you've read any of her other books, they're very like lighthearted contemporary romances, and it was really like, I don't know, obviously it's a dark romance, like I'm expecting dark themes, but I guess I just didn't expect her to pull it off so well. She's just really showing that she has a lot of range with this, because it is really dark and I'm like really uncomfortable as I'm reading this. Like I would be getting like sick to my stomach. So props to her, props to her. It's just violation on top of violation on top of violation. Like they're taking them from their home, killed their whole family. Now they're going to be sex slaves, as well as this magic that they've trained for and earned and perfected is no longer going to be theirs, and someone else is going to also take that from them. And till they'll literally have nothing left, they're going to sterilize all the women. I don't know. It's like really hard to read about, honestly, but like it is good. It's so good, but like I'm like constantly on the edge of my seat, like scared. Like I'm actually scared the whole time. It was almost like a humiliation ritual. They made all the women strip down and like bathe in front of all the guards. And if they didn't do it correctly, they threatened to like help them out, which going through like a beautification process. They're like checking to make sure they're clean, doing their teeth, bathing them, sterilizing them, and then they're gonna sell them to the highest bidder. It's kind of hinting at that this side of the kingdom knew that this was gonna happen for a really long time, because there's this, it's even more disgusting because some of the people that are like capturing them, they were her classmates, and so like they really know each other, and it's not just like these random military dudes threatening you and coming after. It's people you know, it's people you sat next to in class, it's people that you did group projects on. And I guess that's like really why the flashback matters. Hearing some of the people that she like had to work with in class and then them being that way, it does make it worse. So like I will say I don't like a back and forth timeline. However, it is necessary. Like it is really painting a picture for me. Alright, so we're due for a little chat, and I'm gonna have to do so while doing my makeup. Like I'm so into it. Last night I could not fucking sleep because I was thinking about it, and I was worried for our main character. I was so worried for her and like all the girls. I just feel like they are having the most traumatic time of their life right now. I truly feel sick to my stomach thinking about what they are putting these poor women through. I mean, obviously the men are suffering as well, but it is tenfold just, it's harder for them. Like it really is. It is just harder for them because of like the sexual abuse that comes along with it. I don't know what kind of crack she's putting in this book to make it so interesting to read. 70 plus pages of her just getting used to her room and being captive for days at a time and no one checks on her. I don't know what she's putting in the book to make that hit and like to make me care. Normally I might be like semi-bored because like not really a lot can happen when we're just sitting in a room all day. It would be like watching a movie and the setting of the movie never changes. It's like so low budget. It's in one room the whole time. That's kind of like the setting. Like she's literally just in a bedroom, and it feels like there's not a lot you can do with that. Like there's not a lot you can communicate to the reader in that setting, but she does it so well. And I've noticed that our main character is not letting herself grieve, and I do wonder if that is going to play a part maybe in the second book. Like she just kind of realizes everything she was pushing to the side just to like get through the fucking day. Okay, so the part that I'm in, she has realized that Tovin bought her at the auction. This really nasty guy that was, you know, doing all but assaulting her. He had been saying that he saved up for so long to be able to afford her, and he caught a bunch of the women. So when they were sold at auction, he got that payment. So she was a very steep, like if you had to pay very steeply if you wanted her. At the auction, a little commotion comes on. There's this girl. She gives me like Lysandra vibes from Throne of Glass. Like she gives me the same vibe as her, and I wonder if she took inspiration from her character. Like I really do, because they are so similar to me. They've been beefing this whole time, like while she's been at school. Says that, like, starts a rumor that her and her brother, her twin brother, are incestuous. when it comes time for the auction, she causes a commotion and she uses somebody's insecurity to kind of like get them to do her bidding. She's like, oh, such and such, like, what, your daddy's not gonna like let you place a bid? Like, you don't get to buy anyone? That's so sad, especially because so and so has been using you for this, and that, and you don't even get to bid today. That's seems like you're not getting your due. And she starts talking about how valued the main character is and how Brioni is I keep not wanting to say her name because I'm like, I swear I'm still saying it wrong. But he starts talking about how highly valued she is because she's a rosewood. She has the golden blood. That's just like a thing that people say. It's like a myth that they have golden blood running through their veins, and so that's like why they're a royal family. Our main character, she has stated that that's literally just going with legend that the king was like chosen by God to rule. Like, it's just that, or like the gods. It's never just one god in these fantasy things. She's like, she's a virgin, she's got that rosewood blood, she got a 5 on her powers test, which is the highest that there was, blah blah blah. It starts going off like she's so highly valued, to the point to where he tries to like steal her. Like, she master manipulator over here, and he tries to like take her and like run, because they're in a circus type of setting when they're doing this auction, and so they're below deck like animals, and then the stage is going to rise up and bring them out. So they're like having all this stuff go on while the announcer is like talking about how the auction is going to go above them. And so he starts trying to tell them there's like this whole breakout fight. She learns that one of her pals actually got out. She doesn't learn this until later on, but it is important to note just that like all these little fights that they're having, they finally had like one little win and somebody actually got away, which so far every time they try to like stand up for themselves and like break out, they're overpowered just because like they don't have access to their powers, and usually a bunch of them die. So it's like really unfortunate. They are really trying to fight their way out and they just can't because they're just so overpowered. She gets auctioned off to that nasty guy that wants her. His name is like Ravinger or something, like very on the nose. She was actually auctioned off to him for $35,000, which was like the highest bid of the night. Toven and him had been going toe to toe. And remember, that's her classmate that she's been going toe to toe with all year. Like, she thinks that they hate each other, they're enemies. And I'm actually starting to like the flashbacks now, because now in the book they only come when we need an answer for something, or like a slow reveal of what something meant that she found out then that she can understand now, because tensions have been high like the whole time she was attending school, and a lot of stuff was said that she didn't quite understand, or she just thought it was them being like it was a lot of bigotry, just like outright hatred to them for no reason. He gets her at auction. She's then thrown into a closet, just basically awaiting him to come and collect his prize. But it goes on for like hours. Like, she's like, there's no way it hasn't been like almost a day. Like, I've been in here forever. And then it turns out they're marking them on their arms, and her marking changes from Ravinger's name to Toven's name, and he went and bought her outright from him, and he spent like $70,000 on her. And then she's just been locked up in his house. I'm just so amazed at how she's able to make so little happening so interesting. She's doing such a good job at it. Like, I am actually blown away. And she's starting to realize that maybe Toven has like an agenda that doesn't match up with what he's saying. I'm glad she's coming to that realization, because I feel like it was almost obvious when he didn't outright start abusing her or her power, taking it from her. I'm interested to see where it goes, but now it's kind of hinting at he gave her her powers, like gave her her powers back, and he's wanting her to learn mind shielding, which I think once she learns that, he can maybe reveal some of the truth to her about what's really going on, and maybe that he's on their side or what have you.
What the dog do?
He literally just called her family, like, oh. They haven't even kissed yet, but I'm like, family? We've got to talk about the magic that is this book. I'm at a loss for words. This is honestly one of the best books I've read all year. One of the best books I've read ever. I've seen a lot of things about this used to be a fan fiction, and the highest compliment that I have for this book is that usually when something was fan fiction and then gets traditionally published, you can tell, but with this, like, I would have not known that, other than the fact that, like, on the front cover, which I still have not put on here, sorry, they resembled Hermione and Draco. All that aside, like, this story can stand completely on its own, and a lot of times with fan fiction, it can't, and it takes a lot of elements from the original piece of literature that they're writing the fan fiction about, but this book stands completely on its own. I felt like I could see so much, like, different influences of media in here, not even just, like, Harry Potter. And I think I mentioned earlier, but I felt like I saw some stuff from Throne of Glass as well. In this book, they have a Larissa, and she reminds me of Lysandra from Throne of Glass so much, just in the way that her father made her get that training as well to be able to impress men and to get a husband. She has to teach Brienne the same skills, and just the aspect that they really disliked each other, and once they started, like, being on the same side more so, they realized that they're both just victims of their circumstances, and that's why they disliked each other. They just didn't really understand each other, and it's really beautiful. But, like, again, not like in a plagiarism way, but like in a, I feel the same type of kinship that I did, and I can see she's pulling from Throne of Glass to make, like, a similar relationship. As for the ending of this book, this is one of the slowest of slow burns. Slowest of slow burns. I think within the last 30 pages is where some of the action happens, and even then, they are not even a couple. They go back to being distant. I honestly really liked it. Like, I liked that. I like that we're drawing it out. We still don't have all the answers that we need going into book 2. I like that this wasn't formulaic in the way that by the end of the book she's with someone and or will be switching to someone else. I think it is, like, always going to be Tovin that her heart is after. I just think she's not ready to accept that he obviously likes her too, and it's very clear to people in Tovin's life that he has feelings for her, but to her it isn't. And I've seen a lot of arguments like, girl, are you blind? And I think the problem is his actions don't align with his words. It's hard to just fully trust someone in that way. There's been a lot of instances where they need to pretend to be all over each other, and he's very awkward about it. She was like, we need to practice because it's so awkward. People can tell that we're not like this, and it's gonna get us in trouble because we have to keep up this ruse that I'm 100% just straight prisoner being abused daily. So you need to act like you've touched me before, and he doesn't want to practice, and she takes him not wanting to do that or, like, being uncomfortable when they practice as him being, like, unattracted to her and not liking her. But obviously it's because that line of what's real and what isn't, and, like, he already has feelings, so, like, practicing it makes it seem real, and he doesn't want to make her do anything against her will, which I love that, and that's, like, the bare minimum. That's the bare minimum. But in this society, he's, like, the only one doing that, so it just comes off as so, like, and it's anything, like, he doesn't want her to do anything she doesn't want to do, even if that's, like, teaching someone stuff that she knows. Like, he is like, free will, you got it, babe. Like, it's whatever she says. And he doesn't question her. He doesn't think he's better than her. She's teaching one of his friends, and he's like, yeah, when she said you're not ready, okay, you're not ready, you're not going. And I was like, just the like pure respect that he respects her and respects her skills, like, love. They've both obviously had crushes on each other forever. I don't like past and present timelines. I've said that multiple times in all my videos. I don't like them. I've never liked them. This is one of the first books. Of course, there have been a few where I'm like, the past and present timeline, like, I get it, like, I liked it. This made me love them. I loved going back in time and getting bits and pieces of information. And maybe it's because I've never had this in a fantasy book. It's not like just going back in time to show me stupid stuff. It's like going back in time and we're talking about stuff that has been said that is coming to pass in present day. They just outright said a bunch of stuff to them. And I liked going back in time and just seeing how you could just mistake those comments for just like blatant hate and not like just a full like promise. Like, that is what we're doing. Like, they laid it out all in the open how much they hated them and the way that they treated them, but nobody believed that they would just honestly like up and do that. I also liked the glimpses we got of Tovin and Branny's frenemy like relationship. I would not say that they're enemies by any means. Like, I would not, other than the fact that he's a Bomyarde and she's an Everson, which is just that heart and mind magic thing that we talked about earlier. Other than the fact that they are on different like sides of this war, they have no other reason to be enemies. I honestly feel like they're frenemies, and that is the category they're in for their relationship, because at times they are like nice and helpful to each other, but then just the next second they switch and they're like, you're fucking annoying, like, you are annoying. And there was this one chapter where it was a flashback and it was just them fighting over this tree and wanting to like study there or have that be their me time spot. Would start racing there every day and like skipping like lunch to try to get there faster. It's a super fun thing, and they're like being mean to each other the whole time. And one day they're actually like full on in a foot race, and Tobin is like flexing and he's like running backward to show that he could do this in his sleep, and he trips and like really hurts himself falling down, and she like helps him up and is like, I'm so sorry, and in moments like that, they help each other. They're frenemies, and they also have a crush on each other, so it's like so cute. And there's so many other moments like that. The only thing she's dumb about is not realizing that Tobin loves her. And it's so obvious to us. It's so obvious to us. But again, his words do not match his actions, and at times his actions don't match his words. Like, it's crazy. But it's so obvious that he's doing all of this to protect her, because there's so much she doesn't know, and it's just because they get their minds read all the time. They just can't trust her yet. This book does a great job at world building, and I feel like that's the whole 441 pages. We are just world building, getting everything together. Definitely set us up for a very interesting book 2. It's all so crazy. I have so much more to say about this book, but I fear that nobody cares. So I'm just gonna shut up, read it, read the book. Bye!